How you doing? This is a SOS saying hello to my universe, our universe. SOS Universe 777. Just saying hello, hoping that your 24/7 is on its way, that your 365 is working fine for you, and your 24/7 is so far so good. Hope you have a beautiful plants, and those beautiful plants are doing good. Just saying that just hoping that you one day you realize that that you need to surround yourself with people that actually gonna make your life better. That you get to improve on your life. That you get to make your life a little bit more decent, more enjoyable. I have a life that makes sense, at least to you, because it have to make sense to you, not to me, not to everyone else, but you. That you get to have a happy and enjoyable life, as it should. Because you deserve to be happy. You know all the things that you've been through all your life? Yeah. You should be able to enjoy your life, enjoy your people that you have around you. Just looking at those dogs are here, follow me. uh, yeah. Sometimes things that might not make sense to the people around you, so they should make sense for them because they're next to you, so they should know what you are about. But sometimes they don't. I don't expect for someone, even people that they love you or people that you love, to understand your plans. Go think about it. How that makes sense? The first guy to invent the airplane. Oh yeah, I'm gonna invent a machine that goes up in the air and take me from point A to point B without no problems. How that makes sense? At least back in the day. Right now, yeah. Right now makes completely sense to build an airplane and take from one plane to the other. But yeah, let me go back. Yeah. That's what my wishes, and that's what I hope you. But the reason that I make this video is that think about the people that you put in charge of your things and your family things. Sometimes those people, Sometimes you hire people, or sometimes you vote for people. Like in a hope to make everything better. And that's what I think. Maybe I'm naive, and maybe you vote or you choose someone to put in your life that will ruin your life. I don't know. But I hope in the long run, whoever you put in your life, it'll be someone that makes your life better. And makes your life something that makes sense and something that you enjoy and something that you hope that is better. And remember, when some things are just a game, the rules can change at any time and could be anything. And as long as both parties on that game, or three or whatever, I don't know how many people they're going to be playing that game, they agree upon from this point to the other point or so on, and for now, this is going to be the rules. Okay, that's perfect and beautiful that you choose to follow some rules for a period of time. Don't be naive and saying that those rules are going to be forever, because it's a game. And same as in real life. You have a contract that you sign. Both parties sign a contract to agree upon doing something, anything. And that contract was signed. Yeah. You sign it, the other person signed it. But like everything, even if you sign it, you can always change your mind on that. Maybe it's a closure that you might have to pay X amount of money to get out of that contract. But it's always a legal way out of the contract. Or if both parties are deciding to change the terms of the contract or whatever, why not? The same is in the in life. And when I say real life, is not the one that is bound by contracts signed by people and made out of paper. Because remember, if you sign a contract, you sign it in a piece of paper, or you sign it in a software, or you sign it in a place that might not be there tomorrow. And maybe you have a copy, but since the word copy in there it's not the real contract. So that is debatable. It's kind of like let's say that you hire a security detail on your life. Just to give it a name, police force that you hire. You make a contract with them. You hire them. Tell them the rules and regulations and policies on that they need to enforce, and that's cool. But that's a police force that you personally hire for yourself. But let's say that you got 20,000 people. All of them decide to hire a police force. But now the contract is different. You train those guys, or you get them trained from or whatever, and those people knows how to enforce laws, because that's what the police supposed to do: enforce laws, not making it, not judge it, just enforce laws, and that's okay. That's what they are for. But let's say that police force, all of a sudden they're working against you. That could happen. That actually happened a lot of times. So within that contract, if you were really smart, there'll be some things in that contract that will prevent that to happen. But let's say that there are more people involved. Let's say that right now that contract was signed by a whole country. Now things get more complicated, There's more policies, there are more rules and regulations they have to be followed, and that's okay. Let's say that government turns tyrannical, and remember, you sign a contract with them, and because now it's a police force that's going to be not for you or for the people around you, it's going to be for more like a whole country. So that police force is representing that country, which is in terms represent you. And right now, let's say that the leader of that tyrannical government, regardless who it is, do some devious stuff, and people don't want that guy in there. So the police force supposed to protect that person? Yeah, he's a citizen. It's not because he's the president or the governor or the king or whatever. It's just because he's a citizen and needs protection. Even though that person do something devious and bad, that person needs protection. That's okay. But when everyone, or at least a very large percent, they don't agree with that person have to be stepped down because they're not representing your country, or whatever that country is. That person, if that person is a very, let's say, intelligent or something like that, that person should step down without no sweat, no problem, easy. But that person is not doing it. Then now you have a police force that is defending that person and that person only. And yeah, if it is the police force, and when I say police force, I'm not talking about the captain or the higher up of that police force. I'm talking about the little ones, the ones that can get fired anytime for any stupid thing, or the people that actually is doing the work and getting hit at, shot at, spit at, all this bad stuff that you can do to a person. So that police force needs to be respected, needs to be treated well. That doesn't mean that you cannot go against that guy, but at least respect that police force. And they have policies and procedures and contracts and regulations that would allow them to do whatever they want. And in a way, you want a police force, they're able to help everyone and have all the legal tools and policies and physical tools to fix that situation, you know? You want someone that, electrician with tools to restore power to a house or to a power grid. So you want a policeman that have all the tools needed to protect lives and kids and stuff like that. And that's okay. But like I was saying, let's say this police force is doing what they told them to do because they don't have the ability to say no legally. And that police officer and that force have no legal way to, even though they might not agree with that guy, but they legally cannot do nothing. And you have to understand that. But when it comes to his supervisor, captain, whatever the name it is, or the main guy that runs the whole police force in the whole country, whatever the country it is, that guy have the moral responsibility and the legal responsibility to protect his citizens from them and from their government and from everyone else. Because that's why we have the police. And that's the thing that I'm saying. Just think about it. That police officer that is right now in front of you legally have no choice just to be there and to do what they told them to do, because they filed a contract with that. They file a contract, they sign a contract. Those contracts have a policy that they need to do whatever they need to do that you might not agree. But they don't have any other legal choice. And they cannot enforce his own morality on their citizens. So they're just following orders. But the one that you need to talk to and file complaints and put in his place is the one that gives him the order. Because that one have a get out of free jail type of deal. So you have to put that person in his place and tell him, hey, I need to get rid of all that part of that contract that will prevent that policeman to follow his real moral duty. And when I said moral duty, it's going to be like next to each other and separately. Morally, even though the law says that you can kill a kid, you cannot go around and kill kids just because the law says that you can do it. But in some situation, maybe legally, somehow, I don't know, that may make sense, I don't know. You need to look at those scenarios and see whatever. But like I was saying, so that poor police officer, they have almost no saying on what he should do and how he should do it in his own way. No, he got to follow policies that tell him, hey, you have to do this if that happened. You have to find out if that happened is what is happening right now, because sometimes what you think it might not be what it is. But it's a lot of decisions. And they have to decide some things, and they have to do things without thinking, or without thinking that it's right or wrong, because that's the contract. But like I was saying, don't put all the load on the police officer, because the police officer is following a contract that you, in a way, because you were pay attention to another stuff, you signed that contract and you were in favor of that happening. So basically the responsibility is yours, not them, even though they are part of the, because they are the same citizens as you. But legally they have some things that they have to follow. See what I'm saying? So yeah, disagree, do whatever you need to do in order to make things better, but respect that. Think that sometimes that police officer they have in front of you, they don't have the choice to do what is right. They just need to do what they were told them to do and what the contract said that they need to do. Yeah, they might have the opportunity once in a while to look the other way, in order to do that what is right, and that's okay. But most of the time they don't have that privilege. And nowadays, most of the police officers, at least in here, they have body cams and stuff like that. So it's very difficult, even though they want to look the other way. And just be mindful that legally they are tied up with stuff. The thing that we can do as a citizens, and they can do as a citizens when they're not on duty, is to vote for stuff. They're more flexible for them and things of that nature. You know what I mean? But right now they don't have no choice. There is nothing that they can do. The system hasn't provided them a way to do what is right, so you need to be the one responsible enough to put that in that contract, and to make sure that is in the contract. Maybe you want a clause that say whatever that is not in the good intentions of their citizens it's not for the good for the country. They have the choice to retract and do nothing and let whatever is going on happen, or to look the other way, or let's say that is people that are protesting about something. So they have the choice of, hey, I ain't gonna be participating, but I ain't gonna be participating in any way. Not in favor, not against it. So I'm gonna stay home. And they have the opportunity to stay home. And if they have that opportunity, that policeman or policewoman or police horse have the choice of stay home and don't be put in a spot of, oh, you're in favor or against. No, because they stay home doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean they are in favor or against whatever the majority of the citizens are saying. And I've been very careful to saying what I'm saying because I don't want to sound like I'm going one way or the other. But if you really, really, really pay attention to what I'm saying and put it on the context of the time, place, and situations, that would apply for like anything. And that actually is applying for some places in this planet. Some places that like piña colada, if you know what I mean. And remember, one person doesn't worth is or make no sense to put all that effort into to protect one person that clearly that person doesn't care about anyone but himself. Yeah, protect his life. Cool. Make sure that person is alive, well, feed him, give him food, treat him well. But it's kind of like when you have a kid. If your kid doesn't do nothing that they supposed to do, what you do? You put in timeout, and in a very, very worst scenario, you kick him out. Maybe that person needs either be put in timeout or kick him out until that person figured it out that they did wrong and maybe apologize. And when someone apologizes, forgive them. And forgive a person doesn't mean that that you're gonna just let them do whatever they want so they can go back and do the same thing. It's just you forgive them and you provide systems that for that person so that person doesn't do that thing anymore. Because legally that's what you're supposed to do, and morally too. That's why you put your kid in timeout. It's not because your kid is bothering you and you want that kid not to be in your face all the time. At least that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. You put your kid in timeout, or you kick him out of the house until that kid grows up and be mature enough, and then come back to your house, and then you open that door, you give him whatever, you forgive him, because you're supposed to always forgive someone, and open the door and just, I forgive you. We're gonna start from scratch. So it means that you have to earn all this stuff back. That doesn't mean that you ain't gonna get it back. It's just you have to earn it. Because one way you have to put that in their minds that they need to do stuff right. But you have to earn it. First you're giving it everything for free, and now they have to earn it. First, give everything for free. But then if that person doesn't do whatever you want to do, right? Then think about it. Then that person have to earn all that stuff back. That doesn't mean if it is your kid, you don't give him love, because love is for free. If it is not for free, you're not loving. You're just giving a condition up on a good treatment and hugs and kisses, if you know what I mean. But if you love someone, it's just always love, regardless of how much of a jerk or bad person that, or bad they treat you, or being a jerk, or maybe an ass, or whatever they call. You love that person regardless of what they do. It's just you don't agree what they doing or what they do to you, and you want that person to be better. But yeah, like I was saying, remember, and the people that are really guarding that person worth you being treated bad, being thrown rocks at you, being spit on, that a whole country or whole planet worth all that trouble just for one person, especially when that person is not being a good person to you or to anyone. Just think about it. I'm not saying that you cannot forgive that person and help them, no, but help them to be better, not to keep doing the same thing over and over. And remember, you need all these fingers to move something. Maybe you can move stuff with one finger physically, but you're always gonna need all of them. You need this little one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And if something happens, you can always work around it, but you're always gonna need someone that have all their fingers to help you, to create a prosthesis or something that will help to move stuff. So basically, all the fingers, or basically all the people on this planet are needed. We need to be better every day. And it looks like I'm always talking to you guys in codes, but I'm just talking this way because I want you to think and to research stuff and to really think about stuff. And right now, by just doing these videos, I'm sort of like putting the training wheels on your bicycle. But that those training wheels are not well set. So that means that every time you ride it, if you want to feel safe, those wheels are there. Those training wheels are there. But you need to figure out how to tighten it and to set it up in the way that helps you to ride that bike. But that's as far as I go, because I already give you the wheels by making this video. I put the training wheels on the bike. I tie the nuts a little bit, not the whole thing, because I want you to think. I want you to tie those wheels, and maybe one day, maybe give those wheels to someone else so he can ride, so that person can ride this bicycle better and enjoy riding a bicycle, same as you. But yeah, I just want you to think, to research, to change the way you think. And I think if I put the training wheels and I tie them up really good, set them up, level it up, do all the measuring and all that stuff so you can ride